Our documentary is about animal abuse and how San Antonio Humane Society is able to help and care for these lost and abused animals. As dog owners, we saw this as an important topic, and we wanted to make sure that people are aware of the torment abused animals face. We interviewed the humane educator, Kelly Konishak, from the Humane Society, and went to the adoption center and recorded and photographed dogs and cats ready for adoption. With the guidance of our teacher, we used Premiere Pro to edit the video in our broadcast journalism class. Any music used in this film was located off the free application Sounds Abound.
Domestic animal abuse is a common issue in today's society. Approximately 7.6 million companion animals are put in shelters across the nation each year. Organizations such as the Humane Society and ASPCA are here to rescue and care for these lost and abused animals. We have had the opportunity to speak with the humane educator of the San Antonio Humane Society.
My name is Kelly Konishak. I'm the humane educator here. My job is basically I go out into the public and I give presentations on responsible pet ownership and animal welfare and that sort of thing. We are the San Antonio Humane Society. We are one of the largest no-kill animal shelters in San Antonio. That means that any animal that comes to live with us can live with us for as long as it takes for them to be adopted. A lot of animal shelters, they euthanize for space. So after 72 hours, like Animal Care Services, our city shelter, they have to take in pretty much everything that comes their way. After an animal has been there for 3 days, I think they have 72 hours, they're put down to make room for more animals to come in. And that's not the case with us. So our foster program actually allows us to take in these animals who have suffered some kind of abuse and allow them to heal. It is not rare for somebody to bring in an animal and say that they just saw it thrown out of a car. These things happen every single day. We had a dog come in and a lady had seen him, she had seen a couple tape his legs together and throw him into a dumpster. Luckily, she had seen it happen. She crawled into the dumpster and got him out and brought him to us. Unfortunately, there are people with that mentality that animals are commodities, that they're things, they're not living, breathing human beings. But then there are also people like that lady who hurt her back going into that dumpster to get him. And fortunately, we were able to bring him in and he wasn't super hurt.
$74 million dogs and 91 million cats are shared as pets in our homes. Out of this number, 16 and 19% were adopted from animal shelters. As of 2007, over 1,800 cruelty cases were reported to the media. The Humane Society, along with other organizations, work to decrease this number.
What are some treatments that you do in these kind of cases?
We've just hired our very first animal behavior program supervisor, and he's able to work with a lot of these animals who have some kind of psychological or behavioral issues to get them ready for adoption.
About how many animals would you say come into the Humane Society on a daily basis?
It really just depends. It depends on what we have space for. Every week we also go over to Animal Care Services, and just depending on what space we have, we pull animals from that shelter and bring them over here. So that's also helped. I don't know if you've heard of the No Kill initiative in San Antonio. That's helped a lot with that because they've had to put down a lot fewer animals.
What can we do to help prevent animals from cruelty?
I think that it's super important to be their voice. I go into schools a lot, and my very first presentation, it was like 50 first graders, and And I was trying to get the kids to realize that animals have feelings like we do, and because they have feelings, we should treat them with respect. And so I was asking them, like, well, how do you know when your dog is happy? And they say, oh, they wag their tail and they jump up and down. Oh, how do you know when your dog is sad? Well, they whimper, you know. And then I said, how do you know when your dog is feeling hurt? And I meant, like, I hurt my dog's feelings, I take his bone away. And this little boy raised his hand and he said, you mean like when my dad threw a rock at my dog and broke his leg? It's still a story that I carry with me a year and a half later. But it also kind of made me realize that for those of us who love animals and those of us who want to work to help end animal abuse, we have to realize that there are people out there, again, who don't think that it's important. They don't think that it matters. And we have to just, in a loving way, explain to them why it's important that we care for these living, breathing, feeling creatures who want nothing more than to love us. And it's our responsibility to kind of kindly explain that that's not normal and that's not how we should live our lives.